Today we are going over the top skincare ingredients that you searched in 2020. Birdie recently put together a pretty cool article kind of looking at Google search trends and basically what people were curious about when it comes to skincare and ingredients. And today I want to talk about those ingredients, help you understand them a little bit deeper, and also show some of my favorite products that contain them. So to start off, the first trending ingredient was retinol, and this is really no surprise. Retinoids kind of fall under this umbrella that includes retinol, retinaldehyde, and even prescriptions like tretinoin. There are a whole bunch of different options, and if you use some of these more low potency ones, they have to get kind of translated or changed by your skin into some of the higher potency ones, which is what you can get from a doctor or derm. Now these have been used for decades. They're some of the most well-studied and well relied upon medications that doctors and dermatologists prescribe, but as mentioned, they can help over the counter as well. The main thing that they're used to treat are things like acne, but they can also have anti-wrinkle effects. They can help with scarring. They can sometimes help with hyperpigmentation or hypopigmentation depending on what you have, and they really kind of are a gold standard. They're all in this vitamin A family, and the Birdie article specifically says that this exfoliant is universally loved for its ability to smooth skin texture, reduce wrinkles, scars, and clear skin. This is true, except it is not an exfoliant. This is a common misunderstanding. There are also myths out there that retinol is photosensitizing or light sensitizing, which is also not true. Technically, retinoids speed up how fast your skin produces its skin cells, and it can actually kind of thicken the skin and plump it up, which is why it's really great for wrinkles and scars. However, it does not react with the sun. You should still use sunscreen when you are on it, but the reason you use it at night is because it's degraded by sunlight, not because it causes your skin to burn faster. It's also not technically an exfoliant, it's technically causing your skin to speed up its skin cell building ability. But all of those formalities aside, it is an excellent ingredient that most people can use. If you're going to go for something hard, like what you get from the dermatologist, such as tretinoin or Retin-A, this is definitely something you want to see your practitioner for because you need a dermatologist to prescribe it to you. A step down would be something like the Micellar Remarkable Retinaldehyde cream that has retinaldehyde, and then the least potent, most readily available form we all know is retinol. And again, some of my favorites here, there's retinol derivatives, such as this one from Dermatologist. It has salicylic acid and a retinoid in oil. Really excellent for mature skin. There's also the Ordinary's Grand Active Retinoid, which you know I can't get enough of. It has this HPR as well as retinol in it. A good potent one as well is from Sandra Lee MD. This is a really great retinol serum, and it's no wonder that this was a top search trend in 2020. I think that people are really starting to get interested in skincare, which I love. And obviously, retinoids are kind of a gold standard because they've been proven time and time again to work. The one thing is that you should not use them while pregnant. And a lot of people are getting pregnant in 2022. Not 2022, but in 2022, like in 2020 as well. You know what I'm talking about. There are even blends like this that have retinol and vitamin C. This one is stabilized, so you can use both of these actives together. And we've seen a lot of really great advancements and launches this year from companies that are kind of doing that with their products. The next trending ingredient was hyaluronic acid, and for good reason. As you know, hyaluronic acid has humectant and moisturizing properties. It can really draw water into the skin and hold on to it. If you do have super dry or sensitive skin, it might not be for everyone, but especially if you have like a watery moisturizer on top, it can pull, water from that and lock it into the skin. The Inkey List launched their hyaluronic acid this year. This is one of my favorites. It is really soothing on the skin, kind of like moon juice, if you could imagine moon juice. It goes on very well, and it is a more moisturizing form of hyaluronic acid. We've also got this one from K-Beauty. This is the Isntree Hyaluronic Acid Water Essence, and this one's fantastic because it has 8 different forms of hyaluronic acid at different molecular weights. So this one is a really fantastic creamy option for someone who knows that their skin loves hyaluronic acid. And then this one, Beauty Within, has me hooked. This has fermented black rice as well as hyaluronic acid. It's an amazing soothing formula from Haru Wonder, and it's got this super cool egg-like shell container. What do you call this? The texture of this is absolutely phenomenal, and it soaks into the skin so well. And this one provides a little bit of moisturization too, so it not only has the hyaluronic acid, but it also locks everything in. Micellar Water. The Birdie article says that Micellar Water is one of the many French beauty staples that we've fallen in love with. The skin tonic performs a trio of duties and acts as a makeup remover, cleanser, and toner. I personally do not agree with this. I do think Micellar Water is amazing. It's actually been around for like 10 years. toners, but we finally have some vegan and cruelty-free options. This one is from Holika Holika. It is the Less on Skin Micellar Cleansing Water. It's a big tub. It's $7 to $14 depending on how much of it you get. Inexpensive, super effective, amazing. The only thing is that micellar waters should not be left on the skin as a toner, especially some of their surfactant properties. You don't want to be leaving this on the skin. You can use the micellar water to remove makeup and preferably cleanse again after. If you're in a super tight pinch, you could just cleanse with this, but please don't leave it on the skin. This one is more gentle. It is phenomenal. Again, it looks just like a regular water, but inside of these products are actually micelles that really go onto the skin. They kind of roll around the skin and collect dirt and oil to remove it off your face. And this is one of my favorite brands that I discovered this year. I can see why micellar water is so loved by so many people. And you know, if you're wearing makeup in the middle of a pandemic, you need to remove it every single day. So this is a great option. Lactic acid was also a trending ingredient this year. This is part of that AHA alpha hydroxy acid family. Lactic acid is wonderful. The article says it's derived from sour milk, but it can also be fermented by bacteria. It is a great AHA. It's one of the many AHAs that are kind of in an arsenal or in a toolkit for people to use as skincare. This one specifically is from The Ordinary. It's their lactic acid with hyaluronic acid. As with any exfoliant, you want to make sure that you're exfoliating properly and wearing sun protection. But this is really great to kind of break down that top layer of skin. Alpha hydroxy acids actually work on desmosomes and on the structures in your skin that hold it together so that you can kind of exfoliate off that top layer. It can help with acne if the skin is clogged. It can really give the skin a nice glow, a nice look. With mask acne, it's no wonder that we see some of these ingredients on the list. This is a great one. And the next AHA on this list is even smaller than lactic acid, and it can be a little bit more potent depending on the formula, but that is our good old glycolic acid. You know I love this stuff. This is from The Ordinary, one of my favorite glycolic acid toners. It is a bit burny. I can handle it, but you know, make sure that you're always patch testing. Another option is this one from the Inkey List, the Glycolic Acid Toner. Glycolic acid can be derived from sugarcane. It again can penetrate pretty deep. It depends on the pH of the formula and the pKa value, of course, but glycolic acid is amazing to help kind of unclog that top layer of skin to kind of remove that off. It can be used in the treatment of hypopigmentation. It can help with acne, a little bit in scarring. The fact that glycolic acid is on this list is no surprise because it is such a great exfoliator. This is one that I would recommend if your skin is a little bit more resilient, and this is one that I would recommend if your skin is a little bit more sensitive. Next, we've got good old niacinamide or vitamin B3. Niacinamide is wonderful. It can help oil regulation in the skin, so if you're over oily, it can help, and even if you're super dry, it can work too, depending on the formula. Niacinamide can also stop the transfer of pigment inside of the skin. So if you deal with things like hyperpigmentation or with other pigmentation issues, it kind of keeps the pigmentation where it's created instead of letting it kind of spread and go elsewhere. It gets a lot of praise for being brightening and kind of anti-aging and helping with acne. It's not for everyone. I think it's important to note that some people break out when using products like The Ordinary's niacinamide and zinc. This is one of my favorites. I personally love it. Another good one is from the Inkey List, this niacinamide. But it also can leave a little bit of a chalky feel to the skin if it has too high of a percentage. There's also this one from Glow Recipe. I just got this morning, so this is brand new to me. It's the Niacinamide Dewdrop. Haven't even opened it yet, but when I do, I will be bringing you a review. Good way to end the year if I do say so myself. Two others that are great are these. These can be a little bit more chalky on the skin because they're at higher percentages. Anything between a 5 and a 10% is going to be fine, but overall niacinamide plays really well with other skincare ingredients, and a lot of people love it. So it's no wonder that people have it both in their routines and in their search histories. Next, the article mentions tretinoin, which we've already discussed because it's part of that retinoid family, but then it goes on to stating vitamin E. Vitamin E or tocopherol is wonderful. It's in so many skincare products. It works as an antioxidant. It's an oil-soluble vitamin, so it really helps with the skin when it's in an oily form. This is one that I actually tried from the dollar store this year that, believe it or not, I would actually recommend. It's cruelty-free. It does smell a little bit funny, but it's not horrible. I don't care what it smells like. I care if it works. This is from Dermatologist Labs. It's an oil-free day cream with vitamin E. It's $1. And vitamin E, as long as you see tocopherol on the ingredients list, that's what you're getting. Next, there is Panthenol, which is vitamin B5. It is related to vitamin B3 and of course vitamin B8, all of these other B vitamins. It is soothing to the skin. The article does state that it can help with wound healing. That is true, but so can hyaluronic acid and these other B vitamins. But Panthenol, I don't see a lot of products just focused on Panthenol. I usually see them combined. One of my favorite combinations is this one from Holika Holika. This is the Less on Skin Redness Calming Cica Balm. This is phenomenal. If you do struggle with redness redness, it is amazing. If you have skin conditions like erythema, this can be a good soothing one. It has other soothing ingredients in it as well, which really help if you do struggle with that, especially if you have dry, chapped skin at this time of year or because of mask acne. I actually use this as an under eye cream, and then I put on my little Do You patches, the reusable under eye ones, and it's fantastic. Yes, it is a great ingredient. I hope we see more of it, but actually turn and learn those ingredients lists, because they're in a lot of those ingredients that, you know, just don't always get called out on the front. The next top searched ingredient was Mupirocin, otherwise known as Bactroban if you're looking at it from a brand name. Now this is interesting because this is actually an antibiotic and you get this from the doctor. I'm not sure why people are searching for this, but I'm assuming it's because it's being prescribed more. Bactroban is normally prescribed for staph infections that can happen on the skin, but Bactroban is also used for angular cheilitis. Angular cheilitis is this inflammation and infection of the corners of the mouth. And guess what? We've been wearing a lot of masks this year. This is all speculative. This is just me kind of thinking out loud, but I wonder if people have been getting, you know, infections here, angular cheilitis, because of masks or because of everything, and their doctors are prescribing Bactroban to treat it. Very interesting. It is an antibacterial, so it kills bacteria or bacterial infections, such as staph. It's a good one, but yeah, it's a trending ingredient this year. Can you guess what the final top searched skincare ingredient is? It's Triamcinolone. This is Kenalog, and this is actually used for eczema and psoriasis flare-ups. This is actually really interesting. In medicine, it's actually used in other areas of the body as well. But topically, Kenalog is used for things like eczema flares because not only does it help with the actual condition, but it is also antipyretic or anti-itch properties. Things such as eczema or psoriasis, atopic dermatitis, they can flare up, you know, when people are under stress. 2020 was definitely a stressful year for us all, and I wonder if those who have eczema, psoriasis, or some of these conditions have seen flare-ups this year, and I wonder if they are using this and being prescribed it and therefore searching for it because of what's happened this year. Again, this is all speculation. Triamcinolone or Kenalog, if you want to use the generic versus brand name, an amazing topical, especially for people who do struggle with really itchy eczema, dermatitis, etc. conditions. But yeah, people were searching it, and that makes up the list of the top searched skincare ingredients this year. All of my favorites and cruelty-free recommendations for the non-prescription forms of these will be left below. If there's an ingredient you think should have made it onto this list but didn't, let me know what it is, and maybe we could do a follow-up video digging into the science of it. Overall, make sure that like button matches my shirt. Remember to be beautiful both inside and out, and I cannot wait to see you in this next video. Love you guys. Bye.